Looks like JADA Toys is jumping right into Megaman 2. Because we got in Bubble Man and Woodman here. And these are in larger boxes than the original ones that were kind of a little bit smaller size box. So they're saying these are heavyweight Robot Masters already. I don't know, because there's bigger ones yet to come, I think. Maybe even in Megaman 2. We'll have to open them up here. We'll start with the Bubbleman. Which I just say I really hate when I just have a picture of the figure on the back instead of like maybe the full body artwork so that you can kind of compare it to the figure or really any other imagery. I mean, we have the artwork kind of picture there, you know, a little more elaborate than the pixelated version in the actual game. But some of these characters have appeared in slightly better graphically capable games. So I feel like there's some pictures they could put on that back. We will take him out. Only one plastic bit to cut for the stand piece. We'll just look at Bubble Man himself first. Out of the package with an arm cannon, kind of Mega Man style. They can shoot his bubble lead out. I'm taken aside and going bubble lead. Let the war begin. So he's got his heavier body. I didn't really ever think of Bubble Man as a bigger Robot Master guy, but they went with the thicker body. I mean, you can tell with the Mega Man, you know, this is the size of like Cut Man and Elect Man and stuff, like big difference. And I feel like there's bigger bosses, you know, even in just a few more games ahead. So I hope this is sustainable, because they're already like increasing the size of the package to have like bigger and bigger and bigger figures. Hopefully that's okay, because I want to get a lot of bosses out of this. So you could probably argue some things based off of the artwork pictures that maybe this like extra bit here on the leg, the yellow strip, isn't really part of it, but I feel like you're just getting extra detail and color, so can't really complain about that. I do like the clear bit for his kind of dive suit, the eyes underneath there. You could probably also argue that his face mask is supposed to protrude out more or something, but again, still feel like these are pretty solid representations of like the intended visuals, you know. I mean, the NES could only do so much. So these aren't like straight out of the game, these are what they're supposed to look like. But we even get like all the back detail and stuff with the like bubble shooter or something on his head, if that's what that's supposed to be. I always kind of figured that was something, but he does have this cannon for that. So what is this thing? Is it a light for him to dive? Guess I hadn't thought about it. The top must be the bubble shooter, because with his cannon arm he kind of shoots little like water jet things in the boss fight in the NES game. But even the air tank, which is funny because he's just a robot. I guess he needs air. I don't know. Maybe that is some kind of propulsion unit there. Pretty weird seams on the bottom there. Maybe he was supposed to have some bubbly jets or something. Who knows? The big fist there for this side. And we do have a piece to give him his hand on the other side if we don't want to have the cannon. So that's what that is, his left hand part. He's got some open hands, so he could kind of be swimming if you could put both in, but I do kind of like the cannon on there. So kind of green and white in the game, so we have these like bits here. It's like a grayishy, very, very, very light and faint bluish gray. That's what we're kind of getting there, that color combo, but then with all the yellow accents and stuff. Pretty sweet. Big flippers for the feet, so that is cool. I like my Bubble Man with comically huge flippers, so he just can barely walk on land. He just only functions in the water. So thicker body, so he's not got a ton of movement, but I mean, he can get some stuff going. If you could really put him into like a stand, not one that it comes with, but another kind of figure stand, and have him like swimming, he'd look pretty sweet if you really get some exaggerated pose going. So nothing missing here. Big old head that we can pop off. He has his alternate head just kind of giving a side eye. A little bit different eyeballs too, like a little more larger, very tiny eyes on the other head. So this one's almost a little more expressive to have on the shelf. And he kind of has a stubby neck to be putting these heads on. A little hard to push it down. Okay, it's on there. He's not falling. So yeah, again, shifty eye, but bigger eyes too. Just different appearance. A lot of these have had that. With the alternate head, it's not strictly just an alternate expression, but maybe just different depictions of them as well a little bit with the eyes and stuff. So all the hands, and then we have the bubble, which has a big, huge seam in the middle, which is a little unfortunate for visually displaying it. I mean, plus the kind of peg hole, but that is good for this stand piece so that he can be shooting the bubble. It can kind of hold it up in different ways. But again, that huge seam on it is like very noticeable. So they weren't able to make that too bubbly for Bubble Man. It might not bubbly enough to be Bubble Man, but he can be shooting the bubble just like all the other ones had, like their flame and different weapons and stuff. Again, just interesting to me that they went with very huge size. He never really seemed like a huge boss, so I just wonder how big these are going to get. Like, I'm just imagining, like, jumping to Mega Man 6, and it's like, Centaur Man! And it's like, oh my god, he's huge! And then really jumping ahead, you go like Mega Man like 7 or 8, and there's a lot bigger bosses too. So hopefully they didn't go nuts on the scaling here, but thought maybe he'd be like smaller and have like a body like Fireman or something, where here's the two-tone. Kind of big, they just have to put his little red jewel looking thing there. But he's big now, it's big old Bubble Man. Boom! Clothesline! Water beats fire, my friend. It's just kind of crazy that the first time I really dealt with Mega Man 2 bosses was just owning Mega Man 3 first. And all those dock robots, like seeing them come down, and I was just like this is like kind of like I own Mega Man 2 in a way, because I'm fighting these, but then I just don't even get the weapon. So it wasn't until later I was able to get a cartridge of Mega Man 2. So not one I really grew up with. I really grew up a lot with Mega Man 3 and the first one. A lot of people are all in on 2 from the start. That was kind of like the big one. And it still kind of is. But we'll check out Woodman. And again, just a picture on the back of the figure, which is kind of lame. But he's got his little artwork picture in the corner. I just wish they would have found a way to do full body instead of chopping it off there. But we can take note of that artwork. We have the leaves, and then look at this color here around the leaves making that leaf shield. That will be important to note when we get him opened up here. I mean, right off the bat, the reason I say that is because here's the leaf shieldy kind of piece, which is like this curled energy bit, which is that color. So that's where they were getting the reference of the color there, how to represent the leaf shield. So the leaves are just on this piece, so that, you don't just have loose leaves. It's just this kind of swirl. It's not like the circle, like person size, like Mega Man size kind of shield shooting out. It's just like a little cluster of leaves. I think it still pretty represents his weapon quite a bit. There's the hole that we can probably attach the stand. Although this is shaped kind of weird. It's not really sticking in there that great. The heavier piece, so hopefully the stand can kind of hold it up. You can't really have it up too high with the stand, so that is a difficult one just because it's a strange clustery shape. Maybe you just hold it up this way. This is the front, and this curl is the back. It's a little vague. I guess it's just up to your interpretation of which way is like front. So I think that's maybe the intended way. So you can still have it up pretty high for him to shoot. Woodman making a little more sense for a larger one, but I feel like Airman is pretty large too, so I wonder. Or even how they're gonna do like Heat Man, very boxy. So he's big bodied here, he has some good movement. Even for his weird head shape, you can get him into a lot of like, ooh, a little bit yellow neck underneath there. Look at that woody texture there, and he has this like back panel that I guess they've turned into almost like a vent kind of thing in 3D. That is pretty interesting how they interpreted the artwork, and a little sensor on the back of the head there. Why is he made of wood? Is this the best material for a robot? Perhaps not. Huge fist. Oh geez, just Woodman like pounding on you. And again, in the game, more like full body like wood and just the arms and legs, but here we kind of have like a separation with like the pants kind of look, a green strip. We have the green eyebrows that are actually in the game. So does Woodman wear makeup, or is his eyelids made of leaves? What's going on? And yet he still has blue eyes. woody boots, but we have that kind of Mega Man energy bit under there. Didn't have anything like that for Bubble Man because he just has his flippers. So Woodman got to retain that kind of robo detail with his green and yellow accents. So he has his open hands, which I think is more the intended bit to shoot the leaf shield out. But, I mean, he just kind of stands there going, "Whoa," shooting leaf shields. So however you want to do it, it's up to you. His little cut branch. So here we just have kind of angry frowny face as the first head, and here's just an open mouth, kind of more expressive, angry look with the other one. Probably the better one. A lot of the more expressive heads I feel like are actually the better ones here, because I feel like you're just getting more depth and sculpt, but the mouth is actually like open, and the color and everything. Woodman is angry. But no big, huge leaf shield thing that you're going to be able to pose around Mega Man using the ability. I don't know if they can really do like Mega Man with every weapon of every boss. Like, I don't know what the limits are on this one. I mean, I know they want to reuse Mega Man, but if they put out every color combo of Mega Man from these games, I mean, that would make a pretty amazing collection, but it's just the same figure with the colors. I just don't know if I could justify it. The same as having all the bosses is really interesting with like Mega Man front and center, but all these. This is what I'm really hoping to have. Like, we're off into Mega Man 2 already with this line. Again, I hope I get a full lineup of games that they don't just constantly skip over and over. So yes, I would like a full Mega Man 2 lot, but I would like to finish my Mega Man 1 lot, which it is coming. I'll be more excited to get to finish my Mega Man 1 stuff, just to have a full set of bosses so that at least, no matter what happens with this line, we have like Mega Man 1 like is really great figures. I still feel like they'll probably do, you know, the main characters like Roll and Dr. Light and Dr. Wily. So they can kind of round out the Mega Man 1 thing and also kind of pay it forward all the other games all that those characters appear in too. But it's just kind of crazy jumping into Mega Man 2 already. I mean, they've already increased the box size. I just wonder how much bigger the box is going to get over time here. Like, I'm imagining Mega Man 3 here because they've already shown that they're going to do Proto Man. I'm thinking some of the bigger guys on there, like is Hard Man going to be bigger than Woodman even? Will Dive Man be bigger? You know, on and on of like how big are these going to get? Up to like Mega Man 8 where there's some really big character models for the bosses. It will be fun just having teeny tiny Mega Man, and they just keep scaling up. Like the robot masters just keep getting bigger and bigger. Like, oh no. So my hopes here are definitely just finishing games, lineups, and definitely some of the earlier Mega Man games, like the classic lineup. It could go all the way. I just hope it goes as far as they can go. If we at least got Mega Man 1, 2, and 3 in full, I would be pretty happy with this line. Anything past that, then I'm even more happy. And again, these are just like the toys I wish I had growing up. Like playing the games on the TV and then going to my room, and if I had all these, I would just play Mega Man like my entire life. In real world and on the TV. Would I even own any other toys? I don't know, because Mega Man was kind of my big thing. So that's what I like to do here, is show all the toys that I had as a kid and kind of wished I had. So usually old stuff, but these are newer figures, but they are of the games I was playing back in the day as a kid. So that's why I'm kind of including them in my nostalgia-laden collection of figures. Figures I wish I had, you know, had all these Bubble Man, Woodman. Would have been pretty awesome. So I'll still be keeping a very close eye on this toy line in the future for sure. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Oh, it's a bubble. It's gonna pop.